Hello, welcome everyone to my channel. And this morning we are headed for our citizen interview, and it's gonna be held in San Francisco. That's where we are going for our citizen interview, and we're just going through the questions of civic questions, and then they ask some questions that we answered in our N400 application, just to know what the meaning is. And let's go through the questions. These are some of the questions that we answered, and we said that we will help in some of these things. And some of the question is, what is a military unit? It's the official army of the country. What is a detention facility? A place where people are forced to stay. What is illegal gambling? Is to play a game for money that is not allowed within the law. What does smuggle mean, or smuggling? It means to take things to a country illegally. And what is the form of government in the United States? Republic. What is a civilian direction? Is a direction from a person who is not in the military. What's non-resident alien? Is a person who is not a green card holder. What does unconstitutional mean? These were methods that are not allowed by the Constitution. And then some of the questions that we shall be asked, what is work of national importance under a civilian direction? We need to answer, because we said that yes, we will help in the civilian direction if the country needs. And so these are tasks that are important to a nation during a crisis, such as an earthquake or a hurricane. So the question they're gonna be asked is, are you willing to help a country in case of a national crisis? And our answer was yes, so we need to answer, what do we mean by that? And what we mean by that, I've just said, is the tasks that are important to a nation during a crisis, such as an earthquake or a hurricane. And that means helping the Red Cross to distribute water, to distribute water and all that. Then they're gonna ask us, what is non-combatant services? And our answer will be services that do not engage in fighting during a war. So you don't have to carry a gun. And the examples of non-combatant services are cooking for the soldiers, or nursing, or anything medical, or you can even say you can help in translation. So, and then they're gonna ask us, what is the meaning of a constitution? And we're gonna say it is the supreme land of the law. No, sorry, it's the supreme law of the land. And then they're gonna ask us, what is the form of government in the United States? And we're gonna say republic. And then we will come to the questions, the civic questions. Because first of all, there are very many questions. They can ask us what we did in the N400. They will ask us, I'm just going through a few, because by the time we finish, we'll have reached our interview. So, and then they will ask us civic questions, like how many amendments does the Constitution have? And we say 27. What is the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? And we're gonna say Mike Johnson, because this is 2025 and the Speaker of the House is Mike Johnson. And then they're gonna ask us, what did Martin King Luther do? Jr. What did Martin Luther King Jr. do? We're gonna say he fought for civil rights. What territory did the United States buy in France in 1803? Our answer should be Louisiana. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? Our answer should be communism. Name one branch or part of the government, and the answer is president or Congress. And then they ask, you have to know 100 of questions of the civic test. They will ask you 10 of them from the 100 questions, and you have to know six questions right. You have to answer 6 questions right. If you don't answer them right, then you have failed. So you're not going to get your citizenship. And then we're going on. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? Freed the slaves. That's the answer. What major event happened on September 2, 2001 in the United States? And the answer, which we all know, is that terrorists attacked the United States. And then if both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? Our answer should be the Speaker of the House. And then we can be asked, what are 2 cabinet level positions? We're gonna say Secretary of Education and Secretary of Labor. Or you can say Attorney General and Vice President. Then another question is, what is one right or freedom from the First Amendment? What is one right? And the answer is speech. Yes, speech. And then they will ask us again, what does the Constitution do? And the answer is, it sets up the government. And then another question is, we elect a U.S. representative for how many years? And we're gonna say 2 years. And then they can ask us, who is your U.S. representative, in your area? So everyone has a different, because depending on the area you are in. So our U.S. representative here, in where I stay, the area I stay, is Kevin Mullin. All right. And then now, who was president during World War I? And the answer is Woodrow Wilson, right? And then during the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? I know I asked that question earlier, and that is communism. What is the political party of the president now? I'm gonna say Republican. And then they're gonna ask us, or they can ask us, who we elect a U.S. senator for how many years? And we're gonna say 6 years. Then they can ask us, what did Susan B. Anthony do? And the answer is, she fought for women's rights. And then we can be asked, name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. We're gonna say World War II. And then they can ask us, what does the judicial branch do? And we say, it reviews laws, right? Or it resolves disputes, disagreements about the law, decides if a law is against the U.S. Constitution. And then we're gonna be asked, what is the name of the president of the United States now? We're in 2025, so we're gonna say Donald Trump. Then why does the flag have 50 stars? Answer is because there are 50 states. And then we're gonna be asked, what is one reason colonists came to America? And we say freedom. Then they're gonna ask us, who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? And we say John Roberts. Who was the first president? And we say George Washington. And then the idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these 3 words? And the words are, we the people. We the people. Who is the governor of your state? So every state has their own governor. So we're gonna say our governor is Gavin Newsom because we're in California. So under our constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is the power of the federal government? And we're gonna say to print money. There are many powers, but we're gonna say to print money because we like money. That's why we are here and that's why we are working. And then they're gonna ask us, what are the 2 cabinet level positions? And we will say Attorney General and Vice President. What is the supreme law of the land? The Constitution. What is the highest court in the United States? The Supreme Court. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? This one I'm always forgetting. Thomas Jefferson. Who was the declaration? When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? July 4th, 1776. July 4th, 1776. Who makes federal laws? Congress. How many House of Representatives? No, the House of Representatives has how many voting members? And we say 435. Name one problem that led to the Civil War. Slavery. What is the name of the Vice President now? We're gonna say J.D. Vance. What ocean is in the east coast of the United States? And we say the Atlantic Ocean. And in the west coast is the Pacific Ocean, where we live. Pacific Ocean in California. All right. Then who did the United States fight in World War II? We're gonna say Japan, Italy, and Germany, right? And then that one I said. What is the economic system in the United States? And we answer market economy. How many senators are there? 100. Where is the Statue of Liberty? And we're gonna say, well, New York Harbor. We were there, so yes, New York Harbor. What is the name? Oh, we answered that. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? And we're gonna say the Native Americans. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the state. What is the power of the states? To give a driver's license is one of them. There are many powers, but one of them is to give a driver's license. Who signs bills to become laws? The president. What was one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did? Oh, we answered this. Freed the slaves. The Federalist Papers were supported. The passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. John Jay. Who vetoes bills? The president. When was the Constitution written? 1787. Wait, I have to remember, when was the Declaration of Independence? Declaration of Independence was 1776. 1776. I would rather remember the independence. 1776. 1776. 1776. Good. July 4th. Okay, how many justices are on the Supreme Court? 9. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? The United States. What is an amendment? A change to the constitution. Now, if you're a citizen, can aga what whether pledging allegiance, Okuga, you've not yet become you've not yet become a citizen, so you're hoping to become a citizen so that you become forever. Okay. What is an amendment? A change to the constitution. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? Franklin Roosevelt. Name one branch or part of the government. The president. Name your U.S. representative. Yeah, that one I said it was it was Kevin Mullin. Why do some states have more representatives than other states? Yeah, because we have more people in some states. Name the one state that borders Mexico. California. We border Mexico. Name one state that borders Canada. New York. What is the name of the national anthem? The Star-Spangled Banner. We elect a president for how many years? In the US, 4 years. What did the Declaration of Independence do? They announced our independence from Great Britain. What movement tried to end racial discrimination? The civil rights movements. What is freedom of religion? You can practice any religion or not practice any religion. Why did colonists fight the British? Because of high taxes. There are 4 amendments to the US Constitution about who can vote. The answer is any citizen can vote. When do we celebrate Independence Day? July 4th. What is the rule of law? Everybody must follow the law. That's why we want to be citizens here, because everybody here follows the law. What are 2 major political parties in the United States? Democratic and Republican. Who does the U.S. Senator represent? All the people of the state. Before he was president, Eisenhower was a general. What war was he in? World War II. What did Emancipation Proclamation do? It freed the slaves. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? The Bill of Rights. When must all men register for the Selective Service? At age 18. What does the President Cabinet do? It advises the President. Okay. What are 2 rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of speech and freedom of religion. What is the capital of United States? And the answer is Washington, D.C. When is the last day you can send federal income tax? April 15th. What is the responsibility that is only for United States to vote in a federal law? Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. The Civil War. Who is the commander-in-chief of the military? The president. Who is the father of our country? George Washington. Name one right for the United States citizens to vote in a federal law. And now we are just near, so I cannot be able to complete all the 100 questions right now. What are the two rights in Declaration of Independence? Life and liberty. There were 13 original states. Name 3. New York, New Jersey, and New Hampshire. All right, what month do we vote for president? November. Name one U.S. territory. Puerto Rico. What group of people was taken to America and sold as slaves? Africans. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? The Constitution was written. What are the two parts of the Congress? The Senate and the House of Representatives. What is the capital of your state? So for my state in California is Sacramento. Name one American tribe in the United States. Crow. What are the two rights in the Declaration of Independence? Life and liberty. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. The Civil War. What stops one branch of government of becoming too powerful? Checks and balances. What is one thing Benjamin Franklin is famous for? He was a U.S. diplomat. Yeah. What is one of your U.S. state senators now? Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff. No, senator wito.
Adam Schiff.
Adam Schiff, yeah. Adam Schiff. So we want to remember
Schiff.
Our U.S. representative is Kevin Moline, and our senator is Adam Schiff. Schiff. You know, depends on where you come from, how you pronounce it. Okay. What are two ways Americans can participate in their democracy? They can vote or they can run for office. Well, the questions are so many and we're just near, and they're going to ask us some other questions. There are other questions that they're going to ask us. They're going to ask us what is to sabotage, to destroy, national origin, where a person comes from. No, where a person is from. I think it's the same. Cited, given a ticket by the police. Public benefit, welfare, like food stamps. Yeah. Work of national importance, we had said that. There are tasks that are important to a nation. And we're going to be asked, what is the work of national importance under civilian direction? And these are tasks that are important to a nation during a crisis, such as an earthquake or a hurricane. And these examples are helping the Red Cross to distribute like food in an earthquake. Then they're going to ask us non-combative services, because we said yes to our N400. So we're going to be asked, what were you saying and what did you mean? So we mean that the services we engage in are not services for fighting during a war. We don't engage in the fighting, and we don't carry guns in that, because they are non-combatant services. And the examples are, we can cook for the soldiers, we're nursing, or anything medical, or we can also give translations. Yeah. So what is the president? What does the Constitution do? It sets up the government. Name one branch of the government. Name one war that was fought by the United States. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? Name one state that borders California. We are so near. And this, I wrote all these questions. They are in a book. I wrote them in a book. I'm going to show you. I wrote them in a book. Should you be in California or wherever, I can share all these with you. It's, you know, I wrote that. And then these are quick. I have 2 books. These are also quick, you know, for me just to go through, you know, like last minute, and I want everything to remember. I wrote that, and yeah, I wrote this too. So I've done a lot of studying, so I believe I am going to pass the interview, because the interview right now is not like long time. Right now it is a bit complex, and I should know all the areas where I lived in the past, since I got a green card. In the past 5 years since I got a green card, I should know where I lived, all the areas I worked in, all the addresses of where I lived, all the addresses of where I've worked. I've worked in so many places, so I should know all the addresses, dates I've left, dates I started, and the year. I should know all that. And then what else should I know? And some personal questions that they're gonna ask about us, and it should be exactly like how we answered the N400. You know how we fill the application, the N400, but if there are changes at that time, they allow you to you can tell the officer just before the interview, and you tell him after swearing that you're gonna say everything, nothing but the truth. We're gonna say anything that we did not feel, we forgot to feel, or any change that we need, even a change of a name. If you want to change your name, that is the time that you tell them. After that, everything is on paper and as is. So go through your N400 every time that you're going, when you're going for your citizenship interview, and all the answers should be as is, but you will still go through with the officer. If there are changes, you tell the officer. If there are no changes, you say as you know, answered the N400 application. And so we wish ourselves the best. We're gonna let you know the outcome of our interview, and we know that we are gonna pass. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I'm sure there are many other places that you can learn about how people. Ours is a true story that we are going there. We are not giving you, you know, a story. It's a real story. So it's a real situation whereby we're gonna go in there and do the citizen interview, which we are going to do today, this morning. And today is the 26th of March 2025, and our interview is at 9:30 a.m. We're also hoping that also the Pledge of Allegiance, sometimes they can do it the same day, or sometimes it can be you will be invited for that another day. So let's see how it goes, and we're gonna communicate to you. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, and we'll let you know what happens. God be with us, and God will be with you all. Thank you. Amen. 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 Thank you. Bye. We are now in San Francisco.